Hey, everybody. Hey, how you doing? Welcome in. Whew, adjust this a little bit. Well, it is what it is. Alrighty. How's everybody doing this Monday evening? I hope everybody is well. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you being here. Hey, Mike. Be right back. Need water. Okay. Um, I have some tea here today. What's in your cup? And what's on your hook? Um, yeah, I'm drinking some tea. I have some water as well. Um, let's see, I'm drinking basil and hibiscus tonight. I have lime basil, holy basil, and I have it's sweetened with a hibiscus syrup that I made, a sorrel syrup that I made. Um, that's something I like to. That's one of the ways I preserve my Jamaican sorrel. Is I'll make a jam, a jelly, a preserve, or a syrup from it, and then I'll use that um, as a sweetener when I make lemonade and stuff like that. And so I'll have a hibiscus lemonade or a hibiscus tea or something like that, and I'll sweeten it with the um, with that syrup. Um, and it's a good tea. It's it's a decent tea. I wasn't sure I would like the flavor of the two basils together, but I said I'm going to use it today, and I'm going to drink it today, make it today, and drink it, and see how it goes. I'm really enjoying the flavor. It's a nice blend. That light's driving me crazy. I might just get up and turn it off. Oh, whatever it is, what it is. I guess I could use a background or something. I don't know. Anyways, it is what it is. But anyways, how's your week? How'd your week get started? Um, how things going? How was last week? I did a short showing the growth on the seedlings that I planted at the beginning of last week's live. They are about this high right now. They're growing pretty well. Um, and I'm hoping I can keep them alive. I do really good at starting seedlings. I don't do so well at keeping them going to the point where they can to plant them out, which is why I just as soon drop seeds outside as to start them inside because I do fine with germination. I get good germination, but between germination and planting them out, I tend to lose quite a few. So we'll see if this one goes if these go any better than the others. But yeah, I did the cabbage and red mustard last week at the start of the live stream, and they're doing pretty well. And and then 2 days ago, I'll have to do a video, a short with that one. I found my collard seeds, so I did another container with some Alabama blue collards and Alabama blue collards and some Georgia cabbage collards um, on there. Um, and so um, I think it's been 2 days ago, and they're beginning to germinate as well. So I will have plenty to plant out here in a little bit. Um, in the garden, and I'm excited for that. So I'll have some greens for winter. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. Um, yeah, I was looking at my it's like looking for my phone to see make sure this is yeah. I am a little bit tired um tonight. I did not take a nap today. Like I normally take a nap on days that I'm gonna have a live stream. So I am a little bit tired tonight, so but I'm okay. I'm okay. Um wanted to check and make sure my everything was going okay. And so yeah, that part. Oh look, it's me. Yeah, let me do. Um, what's the weather like where you are today? Um, it was overcast most of the day, and then we got a shower this evening. Um, I'm not sure. What does it say? Weather for Montgomery. Conditions are partly cloudy with a temperature of 76 degrees Fahrenheit. The wind is blowing from the south at 1 mile per hour, and the current humidity is 89%. So yeah, it was um it was overcast most of the day. It was warm out, um, but it wasn't a bad day. Um, and then the rain came. I watered this morning, so it was perfect timing. I got to water this morning a little bit. The rain didn't come until the afternoon, but everything was primed and ready for it. So hopefully that did well. And then I watered um, yesterday the my green stalks. I still got um, some things that are doing well out in the green stalks. I've got some herbs growing out there, and some peppers and things. Um, the tomatoes are hanging on, but they're not doing much of anything. I don't have much luck with tomatoes. Um, they're too. I'm not attentive enough. I'm not an attentive enough gardener for tomatoes, and so mine. I don't keep the conditions ideal, and so they don't do well. For me. But I do have, I mean, it's not that I don't get any. I do get some, but I just don't get a lot. And I don't plant a lot. That's the other thing too. I don't plant a lot. I'll plant one or two here or there because I'm just not really, I'm not a big fan of them. Truly. I think I would be a bigger fan of them if I can grow them and grow them well. But what's available in the grocery store usually don't taste that good, and then I don't plant that many, so I don't produce that many. So it's just not one of my go-to things to grow. My cowpeas are doing great. I didn't drop a single seed of them this year. They're all from years past where they've dried on the vine and dropped seeds in the ground, and they just come back up from those drop seeds. But I've got plenty of them out there, and they're doing well. I have planted them more than once, but um, I don't think I planted them but twice. But I planted them twice, I think 4 years ago, and I've had some every year since. So I planted them. I take the back. Planted them 4 years ago, and then 3 years ago I planted some more. But then after that, I haven't planted anymore. That's not right. Wait a minute. I'm trying to get it together in my head. I planted them one year. I didn't plant them the next year. Then my neighbor gave me some seeds for a different variety, and so I planted them that next year. That's it. Oh, hey, Mike. Um, and so I planted them twice in the last 5 years, and but I've gotten them every year whether I plant them or not. And so yeah, and got plenty of them out there. Need to go and pick some. Um, had to fill the ice trays. Yeah, yeah. Oh, you have ice trays, and so do I. That's the one thing. My excuse me, my refrigerator is over 20. I was gonna say it's over 26, but I think that refrigerator is over 30 years old. I've had that refrigerator for a long time. The one thing that went out on it was the ice maker. Um, and but the otherwise the refrigerator is fine. And so I've been using ice trays for years in there, and I'm not mad at it. I am not mad at it. But we bought that. Yeah, it's been a minute. I'm trying to remember how many years we were in that house because we bought that refrigerator new when in our last house. And when we moved here, we brought it with us. And it's over 30 years. Yeah, it is over 30 years. Um, and but the ice maker doesn't work. I need to take the ice maker out of it because then I'd have more space because it just takes up space in there. But I'm not about to do that. It's not, refrigerator works fine. Now my washer and dryer, I did end up buying new. When we moved into, actually, no, I got that. The washer and dryer that I had before that was, it's over 30 years. That was over 30. It was the one that I had before that. I bought it from a friend when a couple of my friends got married, and they um they each had sets. You know, they had two houses before, and they had washer and dryer in both houses, and so they sold the older ones of the pairs that they had, and so I ended up buying them off of them, and they lasted for a long time. I don't remember how long they lasted, but and then the one that I bought, the dryer that I bought, had been her grandmother's dryer, and so that thing was old, old, old. And finally, the guy who was our repairman retired. And if he had not retired, we'd still have that dryer because he could fix it. But there's not even a repairman that lives in this area anymore. The guy who retired, he covered an area. It was a huge area. He was like a regional area, and but when he retired, there was no one else. That was it. There are no more repairmen out because now they don't make things that can be repaired. They make things that are disposable. You use it until it breaks, and then you replace it. But that thing, I think it was a Maytag. I think it was an old Maytag. Might have been a Whirlpool. It was either a Whirlpool or Maytag. And it was, like I said, it had been her grandmother's. She had it since she had been in college. And, it was probably 20 years old when I got it. And it lasted a good 15 years after that. Let's see. Hey, GT Jr. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Weather for Anchorage. Conditions are rain with a temperature of 61 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, that's warm. The wind is blowing from the southeast at 10 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 69%. I'm wearing my Stronger Together Farm Co-op t-shirt. If y'all haven't checked it out, please do. Um, Weather for Minneapolis. Conditions are fair with a temperature of 76 degrees Fahrenheit. We're the same. We're matching, Mike. The wind is blowing from the south at 12 miles per hour, and the current humidity is 73%. Except for that, we got the humidity here. 73%. Yeah, we got the humidity here. Um, yeah, it's almost 90% humidity here. And you could feel it. I mean, you could even feel it in the house. Speaking of the house, my power bill, it was more than double this month. And I'm trying to figure out why. I think it's because the power company can. Because, I mean, it has been hot. I admit it has been hot. And the air conditioner's running, but I don't have it turned down that low. I think it's on 76 right now. Um, and and I also don't cool the whole house. So yeah, there's that. Anyways, it's life. But it's so funny when the bill came, I was like, let me check this thing, see what it was last month. And I was like, whoa, this is substantially higher. My the bill payment software that I use tells me if I have a bill that is substantially higher than it was the month before, it'll tell me, it'll give me a warning to let me make sure I check it. That like, this is substantially higher than what you normally pay, you know. And it's like, yeah, it is substantially higher than it has been in the last 6 months, um, more than double. And it comes in handy because when my water bill went up, the first month it didn't say anything, but the second month it was like, this is substantially higher. And I looked at it, and that's when I realized I had the leak because I had 2 months and it was trending upward. Um, and there was no reason for it to be trending upward. It should be stable, right? Because the water usage is about the same all the time. Um, and so that does help you to um, point out that something's different. It's supposed to be 73 Tuesday, then back to the 80s. I don't know what the temperature is supposed to be here. For real, this week. It's been hot. It has been really hot. So it was 90. I think it was 90. No, it was 80. I don't know. It looks like it was 89 yesterday. It was 97 the day before. And it's supposed to be, what is it? It's supposed to be to Wednesday, and Wednesday is supposed to be back up to 92. But it's rain. It's rain every day this week. Looks like there's rain every day this week. So showers. Looks like it's showers. That's what we've been having a lot of. It's just showers. Not I don't know how to say it. But yeah, showers. They're not light showers by any stretch. I mean, sometimes they're quite heavy and it can be a little bit of thunder and lightning with it, but it's not, it's not all day. It'll be, it'll last maybe an hour at the most, sometimes 15, 20 minutes. But every day we're getting a shower. Um, so it's been weird. It's supposed to rain 4 a.m., but I'm not holding out hope. Yeah. Yeah, we got rain today. I'm trying to think. It seems like it didn't rain yesterday. And so we may have one day and there's no rain, and then the next 4 or 5 there'll be rain, and then there'll be another one day and no rain. That's kind of how it's been trending. And then when the rain comes, it does cool off temporarily, but the next day it's hot again. So it's not. Um, but yeah, okay, Mike. But yeah. And it's weird. It gets steamy. It really gets steamy when the rain comes because it's so hot. And I think I took did a short video of the rain shower the other day, and it's so funny. I had errands that day. I had a bunch of errands to run, and while I was out, I decided to go get something to eat. And I was sitting at the restaurant looking out the window, and I saw the cloud, and then I saw the rain coming. It was just a wall of rain. You could see it coming. I saw the rain coming, and it came, and so I went outside And I said, let me get a picture of this. And the water, you know, in the parking lot, the water was running. It was like rivers of water running. And it's actually interesting because the area where I was is the area that um, it's subject to flash flooding if it gets a lot of rain. In fact, they've got huge drainage canals over there, and we had one bad storm one time, and the canals filled with water, and a car was pushed off of the road into the drainage canal, and a person drowned in that car, in that drainage canal, which is crazy. But it's just subject to flash flooding. And so I was there in that area and I was thinking, yeah, this might not be a good place to be while I was watching it rain. But I was looking at the sky and you could see the storm come. There was blue sky with some scattered clouds, and then there was the dark cloud, and you could see it just moving over and headed. I guess it was going to the southeast is the direction it was headed, and you was watching it go, and the rain was in a wall. You could just see it just coming and coming, and then behind it it was clear, and then there was another one behind it. It came. I think I got in between two of the little showers and got to the car, and then I drove down the road and another shower. I ended up driving in the same direction that the storm was moving, and I was moving a little bit faster than the storm. So I ended up at the tail end of one of them. So I ended up pulling over because it was dropping a substantial amount of water. It wasn't a long shower. It probably lasted maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes, but it was like really coming down hard and dropping a lot of water, and the water was moving across the road a lot. It was like, let me just pull over. And so I pulled over, and I pulled over at a Dollar General. It's so weird. There was a cart at the Dollar General where they had been opening boxes and stuff, and they had been collapsing the boxes and stuff in them into the cart. And it looked like they were maybe taking the cart back when the rain came and left it or something. I don't know exactly what happened to it. But anyways, it was in the middle of the parking lot. And so I drove around the cart and I parked. And as I parked, the cart moved down to the end of the parking lot from the wind that was blowing. So then I actually moved from where I was parked to another part, because it's like if I moved it that way, it can turn around and move it back this way. And I don't want that cart running into my car. But it was so weird. It was just sitting there, right? It was just sitting there. And then after I parked, it's like I saw it moving. And it was like, the thing is moving. The wind is blowing it. That cart is going to crash into something. It didn't, but I sat there until the rain stopped, and it stayed at the end of the parking lot. It didn't move, but I thought it might move, so that was kind of crazy. That was funny, but anyways. Um, so GT Junior, what are you working on tonight? I saw you had posted a video earlier today, something you were working on. I didn't get to watch the video, but I saw that you posted it. I'll catch it a little bit later on. But what are you working on tonight? I got lots to do. I got so much to do. I will show you guys this. I don't think I showed it before. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this. I was going through my yarn because it's getting that time of year where I want to start crocheting. And I bought this yarn. It's been a while. Um, isn't that pretty? It's a pretty color. It's can't see. Well, I was gonna tell you what it's made of. Okay, this is 100% cotton. Finishing the double decker fish tank. Oh, okay. This is 100% cotton. Isn't it pretty? And I don't know what I'm gonna make out of it. When I bought it, I had something in mind and I didn't write it down, and so I don't know. But I got a couple. I think I have 3 of these, which is enough to make a shirt. Yeah. There's about 229 yards in each of these. So that's enough to make a shirt. Um, Something with some substantial size on it. This is the same one but a different color. I think. Yeah, same one, different color. I got a couple of these. Hopefully it should be done in 10 minutes. Okay. It's in the stand. It's the stand I'm building. Okay, a double decker fish tank. That's cool. What kind of fish are you going to have in there? But yeah, this is another one. It's also 100% cotton. It's the same kind as this, just a different color. And I only have two of these, so I don't know what I'll make out of that. This is enough to make a sweater or a shirt. I don't know about that. And then I have this one. This is a different kind. It's a different kind, a different size. What kind of thing is it? This is 50% cotton and 50% acrylic. Um, and it's a thinner yarn. Let me show you. You can see the size of it. It's a little bit thinner. This one is I don't know what the weight is on it. This is a 2 weight, whereas this one is a 4 weight. I don't know if you can even hardly see it on my finger, but there it is. That's a 4 weight. That's a 2 weight. But anyway, I don't know what I'll make with this, but this one's way more yards. This is like 400 yards. Um, and I have a couple of those. And I have them in 2 colors. The same one. Yeah, I have it in these 2 colors. So with the 2 of them, that would make something really pretty. Um, I got to figure out what I want to make out of them. Um, and then I have this one, the Symphonia. This is 100% cotton as well. I made a sweater out of this. You guys have seen it before, a cardigan out of this one before, and I love it. It's a lightweight cardigan, and I love it. I wear it quite a bit. Um, but I have a bunch more of this somewhere. I gotta find it in different colors, but I love this peachy color. But yeah, that's what I got. I might try to figure out what I'm gonna make out of that. Um, I'm probably gonna make a hat out of this one. I don't know. Although these two would go well together. Um, so I don't know. Anyway, should be done in 10 minutes. The one's on sale for the one of the tanks and Bala sharks and the other, I believe. I don't know Bala sharks, but I'll have to look them up and see. In there, but that's kind of cool. You know, when I was younger, when I was a young girl, when I was a young lady, fish tanks were really big. I don't know if that they are anymore. I really don't. I don't have any kind of um, no idea whatsoever about of that anymore. But when I was growing up, as a we had 2 large tanks. I'm not sure what the gallons were on those, but we had um, uh, guppies, I guess they were called. We had 2 of those tanks in our house. We had our house was added onto, and there was what was once a window um, on the house, and so when they added on to that, they turned that into a shelf unit. So they took the window out and then they turned it into a shelf unit. And on that and that and the that's built-in shelves, we had 2 fish tanks there growing up. Um, but they were a big thing, and when I was in college and right about that age, um, junior senior year of college, whatever, um, the people who were buying their homes or whatever were putting in really large tanks. And I remember a friend of mine had in his basement he had a corner tank. It was a giant tank, and it had the bigger fish. Like it may have even had tilapia in it. I don't know, but it had some of the bigger fish in that tank, because it was a huge, like, wall unit, 10 feet high, and um, lots of water in it. But they were a big thing. Having fish tanks, like the ones you see when you go to Red Lobster or the Chinese restaurants where they have the big tanks with the big fish, or the is it the Chinese restaurant, the Thai restaurant? I don't remember. Here is the Thai restaurant that has the big um, fish tank. Yeah, one of the Chinese restaurants. Well, that one has a pond in it. But anyways, they would have the big tanks, the huge tanks like that. And that was a big thing, was something that people, wanted to do. When I get my house, I'm going to have a fish tank, and a recording studio. Those are the two things. I'm going to have a fish tank and a studio. And my friend had a fish tank and a recording studio. But to be fair about it, he was in a band. He was in a jazz band. Um, and they did record in his basement studio where the fish tank was in the corner, but it also was where we hung out and stuff. So yeah, I have a 50-gallon and a 30-gallon. Okay, yeah, but I've never had a tank as an adult. I mean, I've had a goldfish bowl, or a beta bowl, or whatever it was that the kids had when they were little. We had, a bowl with a fish in it, but never a real tank. Well, we had an aquarium set up. It what did have the whole setup with the air and everything, but it was just a small one. Yeah, those kinds of things. Remember all those fish tank shows? Yeah, it is so funny. There was I remember back in, I guess it was the late 80s, early 90s, I went to Germany, and in there was a store that sold TVs, and this is a long, I'm not doing very well. Y'all know I'm tired. I'm tripping all over my language. Anyways, when the TV back in the day when the TVs didn't stay on 24 hours, at 11 or 12 o'clock when the channel went off, it went to a fish tank. And so instead of, they used to go out and there would just be static on the TV. But then that one went to a fish tank. And so if you kept the TV on, that's what you would see until, the station came back on in the morning. Um, but if you're not old enough to remember when television didn't stay on 24/7, then you don't know what I'm talking about. um, but I thought it was an interesting thing because I'd never seen a store do that. It was a storefront that had a TV in the window, and the TV in that window went to the fish tank. And so if you're walking by late at night, that's what you would see. And people would stand outside that store and watch the fish tank late at night, which was crazy, crazy, crazy. But anyway, so anyway, what are you drinking, GT Junior? And welcome to all of the people in the bushes. I have gotten comments from some of you to say that you were here and listening in the background, and so thank you. New TV's got fish tank apps. Yeah, now they have fish tank apps. um, and you can find that on if you want to watch it. But it was very nice and very soothing. I thought it was a good idea. Um, So yeah, nothing. Dude, you gotta stay hydrated. Get you something. I know you like your coconut water. Speaking of which, coconut water was on sale this week at Publix. I know you guys don't have Publix, but at Publix they had that Vital coconut water on sale, and they had all of the flavors. And it was they almost got me. They almost got me. I know this week has been a very something is up with this week because they've been getting me with stuff. And so I went to the store. Luckily, I wasn't hungry when I went to the store because I had, eaten my oatmeal. I think I showed y'all a picture of my oatmeal. It was so good. I had eaten my oatmeal before I went to run errands, and so when I got in the store, I wasn't hungry at all. And if I had been hungry, they probably would have gotten me because I saw it on the sale paper was buy one get one free, and I was like, man, I should try this. And I was like, you don't like coconut water. Why would you try it? You already know you don't drink it. Mike says, I got three drinks: coffee, ice water, and sugar-free grape drink. Yeah, I've got tea with hibiscus. Y'all know me and my hibiscus tea. And then I've got blackberry flavored sparkling water. No sugar. It's just blackberry flavored sparkling water. Um, but yeah, and my tea. And my tea is lime, basil, holy basil, and I sweetened it with hibiscus syrup that I made from my own, that I from Jamaican sorrel that I grew. And the flavors work well together, which is really nice. But I need to drink some just plain water. I haven't had any plain water today. No, I haven't had any all day. Just plain water. I'm trying to think if I had some this morning, but I don't think I've had any just plain water today. So definitely need some plain water. There's a couple of things I wanted to talk about this evening. I think the topic, I was talking to my son and I was like, what should I talk about tonight? And he was like, you can talk about this, and you can talk about that. I was like, oh, I can't talk about that. He says, you talk about politics. I'm like, no, can't talk about that. So, and he says, well, can you talk about gender affirming surgery? And I was like, please, no, we can't talk about that. Lemon. My lemon basil is going crazy outside. It smells amazing. I didn't grow lemon basil this year. I only grew the lime basil inside. Last year I grew both of them outside, and I love it, love it, love it, love it. It smells amazing. But yeah, both the lemon and the lime, they smell so good. And I was like, Julian, I wouldn't touch that one with the 10-foot pole. Definitely not talking about that. And he wasn't talking about it in the terms that most people talk about it. He was talking about it in terms of of like women who have facial hair and getting it laser removal. That's what he was talking about it. But that's not how people use the term. And I was like, oh no, we're not talking about that. And he was, yeah, talking about it in those terms. Um, Not, he wasn't talking about it in terms of people who are transgender or anything like that, who were transitioning. He was talking about the people who were just like, um, you know, you know, like I said, women with facial hair. And I say that, and and I say that as I'm rubbing my chin, like, yeah, nah, I'll just shave. I'm of a certain age, and you just shave. Anything outside my own body is none of my business. That part, I was like, Julian, I won't touch that one. But that was that. He had his own agenda for that. And we were talking, said, yeah, well, we could talk about just I could talk about plastic surgery. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to talk about plastic surgery. I was like, it's like, I mean, it's like a lot of things. And that's what I was telling them. Other people can wax, plug, laser, none of my business. Yeah, that part. I was talking about plastic surgery and how plastic surgery is amazing and they can do some really pretty amazing things. And it's really, um, I mean, it's really, I don't even know what the word to say. Is it can make a huge difference in somebody's life, and we were talking about that because um I have a nephew who had some extensive burning. Um, he was in an accident and he had burning on a large portion of his body. He did not end up needing any skin grafting or plastic surgery, but that was an option for him. And the fact that it was an option was amazing. And then we talk about, people who are getting accidents and have significant scarring, or, those kinds of things. There's lots of things. There are lots of reasons um, that plastic surgery can be, really amazing thing. But then there's also the place where it goes into a gray area, and it's like, well, should you should you just because you can do a thing doesn't mean you should do a thing, and that kind of thing. And then, who gets to make that decision, right? And I'm with you, Mike. It's your body, and I definitely believe in body autonomy. If it's your body and that's what you want to do with it, then do it. But, I'm also a parent, and so there comes a line where you have to say, well, what are you willing to do as a parent for your child, and who has to talk about it. But anyway, I said, no, we're not talking about that. And so then he said, well, what about he brought up sports. He's like, you could talk about that. And I was like, no, I don't want to talk about that. He says, because, and I forget which team. He said, was it the Dodgers? I don't remember what team I think it was the Dodgers, which is like crazy because I know nothing about them. It says, because they're making some crazy moves right about now. And I'm like, dude, I am definitely not talking about that. I know nothing about that. He says, other people can wax, pluck, laser, none of my business. Exactly. I'm genuinely fascinated that people care what others do. Yeah, 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 that part. Um, and then, yeah. And I was like, yeah, I don't know sports, ball. I don't know anything about what the Dodgers are doing and what their decisions are. And then he was talking about, or you could talk about what the president is doing, offering $1,000 a month. I don't know where this is going. I hadn't heard about it. I hadn't read about it. It's and I was like, no, we can't talk about that either. I was like, I'll get YouTube will probably cut the cut the live stream off in the middle of the conversation, and or whatever. I'll probably get, strikes or whatever. So no. So he kept bringing up things, and it was like, okay. Anyways, but then he said something about um supplements. And I was like, yeah, we could talk about supplements. Um, and so the supplements that he was talking about were protein powders and drinks, creatine, supplementing. Um, what was the other one? I forgot what it was. See, that shows you what I was thinking about it. What I know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. What was the other one? Um, Peptides. Um, talking about peptides, and then we also talked about just general vitamins and minerals, um, beets, um, different herbals, um, bone broth, um, just supplements, and all around in general. And it's interesting because when he brought that up, I was thinking about um, the holy basil. I've grown holy basil before, and I keep asking myself, why am I growing this? What is it about holy basil, and why am I growing it? And I thought, well, what I should do is maybe I should do, a video about the benefits of holy basil, or whatever. Why am I growing it? How am I using it? What am I doing with it because I have never really talked about that. Why am I growing it? And especially since I was making the tea today. And I'm making the tea because I'm growing it. It's in there. I needed to trim it back because it was getting tall. It's like, and so when I trim it back, I'll make some tea, and then I'll put the rest of it up to dry. And so it's like, it's one of those things, like, it's not like a plan. There's no plan to it. It's not like, oh, today is Monday, and on Mondays I supplement with this, and this. No. It is. Oh, I need to trim this basil back. Let me trim it back. And since I'm trimming it back, why don't I go ahead and make some tea? Because I was going to have some tea today anyway. And today I'll have this tea. And so I ended up, trimming that back. And then the lime basil that I had taken out, trimmed back before, was dry. And so I was putting it in the dry storage container where I keep it. But it's like, why am I growing it? Why am I growing lime basil? Why am I growing holy basil? Why am I growing all the things that can be used as supplements? Because I have a bunch of herbals out there that can be used as supplements. How and when am I harvesting it? Um, and what am I using it for? And for some of it, I'm just growing it because I want it. Literally, I'm just growing it because I want it. It's like, well, yeah, I heard that it was a good one and it had multiple uses, but I don't know what the uses are yet. So I'm just growing it and I'm harvesting it and I'm preserving it. And I'm gonna use it eventually. I'm gonna make a blend, eventually. And that's one of the things that's down the line for me. Is like, making some tea blends out of the ones, and I'm going for flavors. But before I go for flavors, I need to, make sure, what does it do? And then, I was looking up holy basil today, and one of the questions is who should not use um this and why? And there's some reasons not to use it, but the reasons not to use it are probably the same reasons to use it. It's like who should not um eat spinach and why. I'm not a big one for eating spinach because um kidney stones. And if you don't know the connection, I'd say do some research on it if you're interested. But long story short, oxalates. And so I don't eat a lot of spinach. It doesn't, no, I'm not saying I don't ever eat spinach because I do like spinach and I eat it on occasion, but I don't eat it on the regular. And I surely don't do green drinks with spinach in it anymore like I used to because, yeah, oxalates, that part. But my question is, now that I've gone all the way around, um, yeah, the boot and back, um, do you take supplements? Do you use supplements of any kind? In your diet, do you use supplements? If you do, and you're willing to share, which ones do you use and why, and what benefit do you get from them, and did that part. And one of the big things that I use as a supplement, 'cause I might as well share, and y'all know because I've talked about it before, is bone broth. I don't do bone broth all the time because I make my own, and sometimes I'm too lazy to make it, and so I don't have any. Um, but like right now, I have a bag of bones in the refrigerator, in the freezer, that I'm going to make bone broth out of. And I know Mike makes really amazing bone broth. I need to figure out what you're doing and do some of that. Um, because when I see you making your bone broth, I'm like, I want that. That looks really good. Mine is super, super simple. Yours is way more complex and looks way more yummy. But anyways, bone broth. I purchased oregano oil capsules, but I haven't used them yet. Which ones did you get? GT Junior. Um, I've looked at oregano oil, but I haven't tried it yet. Um, but um, but yeah, bone broth is one that I use, and one of the things that I have noticed about bone broth is that it, for whatever reason, I feel better when I have it regularly. I wish I could have it daily, honest. I just don't make it that often, but I wish I could have it daily, and I really need to start picking up my game and having it around so I can have it more often because it really, I don't know, it seems like it just feeds your body more. I use berberine and milk thistle to control blood glucose. Yeah. Okay. I've heard good things about berberine. Um, Um, I don't know much about milk thistle. I've heard about it and I know of it. I've seen it growing, but I don't know much about, the benefits of using it or anything. I buy supplements, but I hardly use them. I have beet capsule, but they have sat for months. I haven't even broken the seal. Okay, GT Junior, we're not gonna do that because we got goals. Remember, you can feel it as you drink. It's yeah, I I feel that way. I don't know if it's psychological or what, but bone broth feeds my soul. I mean, it feeds my body too, but it feeds my soul. When I drink it, it feels like it infuses my body with something. And so it's like, yeah, I will always have bone broth. Um, but I like to, like I say, I like to make my own. I don't want to buy bone broth to use. And so there's that. But anyways, you want to make your own moringa capsules. My moringa this year. So that part. And I'm upset about it. I got to go over to the international market and see if I can pick up some more seeds and start some, um, try to get a good one going, because I'm really upset about that. I don't get me wrong, I do have moringa. Um, I'm gonna drop moringa seeds real quick. But yeah, I want to make my own moringa capsules. I generally use moringa. Um, in teas. When I'm making teas, I have some leaves and I'll just throw some leaves in the teas when I'm making the teas. Because I have some powdered and I have some tea. Um, I have thrown some in like soups and stews. I've thrown some of the powder in that. But I prefer not to really cook with it. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I don't. I roast chickens, remove the meat, and then using things all week and freeze them until I make bone broth. Yeah, that part. And that's how I am with it. I will when whatever I'm cooking, whatever meat I'm using, well, mostly just chicken and beef. I just save the bones. Like was it last week I had some rib bones and some beef ribs, and so I saved those bones. And then different times, like whenever I cook, I have a bag in the freezer that I put the bones in, and so once I get enough, um, I'll make some broth out of it. But yeah, roast chicken, moving meat to use and things always, yeah. And that's how I am with the chicken. The chicken that I made the other week. You guys saw the you may have seen the short videos I was making. I was having chicken every day, but I cooked up a bunch of chicken. Um and took the meat off the bones, and then I put the bones in the freezer. And then I used that chicken in different dishes all week. It's actually it's a real easy meal prep way to meal prep, and I need to do it more often, because when I have meat like that already prepped, then I will more than likely just, fix to go with to that do that, versus if there's nothing in there already prepped, then I'll start thinking about what can I order, or, where can I go and pick up something from. And yeah, that part. And so I end up not yeah, end up eating something that I really would rather not eat. And that's the other thing too. I cook most of the week. I cook meals myself, and eat what I cook. But on occasion, I'll go out, I'll have something, or I'll DoorDash it, or you know, I'll, go through a drive-through or something like that. But I definitely tend to eat better if I cook my own food, which is why you see me hashtagging home cooked meals all the time. Because if I'm gonna make a video, it's gonna be a home cooked meal. I'm not gonna go out and buy something and make a video of my plate. I will. Don't get me wrong. I will show you a video of my plate outside. At a restaurant or something like that. But most of the time, it's hashtag home cooked when it comes to my meals because I cook most of them. Um, but anyways, or does anybody use protein supplements like the protein powder or the protein drinks? I know a lot of the young people these days, and especially a lot of the gym rats. I shouldn't call them gym rats. Yeah, that's probably not nice. A lot of the people who work out a lot are talking about getting enough protein. In fact, someone was saying, was saying to me the other day that yeah, they struggle to get enough protein. And I was like, really? I don't have a problem with that. I don't think I have a problem with that, but I don't know what enough is. I don't know what the numbers are anymore. There was a time when I followed all that stuff, and I can tell you all the macros and the micros and all of that stuff. I just don't do it anymore. I'm just simply not interested in that anymore. So I know that if I eat protein forward meals, I feel better. Um, it's yeah, the word is not coming out, but yeah, when I eat protein forward meals, I feel better. My energy is better. Um, I don't get as hungry. I don't have the cravings when I eat protein forward meals. When I eat carb heavy meals, uh, I tend to eat more. It just they don't stay with me as long, and I'm looking for something else, yeah, pretty quickly, and yeah, so, but otherwise, when it comes to it, I don't know, what my macros are. Now, my son, on the other hand, he can tell you exactly what his are because he probably weighed it. In fact, he's the person who made me buy a kitchen scale because before him, I didn't even have a kitchen scale. But he was like, "Mama, when you buy a kitchen scale?" And I'm like, "Sure can." And that's when he started weighing all of his stuff out. This is my little guilty pleasure, sparkling water. I don't know why I love sparkling water so much, but I really do. And it doesn't have to have a flavor. In fact, I usually get um, unflavored. I'll get both flavored and unflavored because I just like sparkling water. But it's one way to get my water in. Although I do better about drinking water now that I have the water filter system. It makes it a whole lot easier. Well, it makes the water taste better. Put it that way. The water doesn't taste bad, so I can easily drink um, my water. By the time I'm done, the bones disintegrate. Yeah, yeah, that part. That's why mine sets up solid. Yeah, and I do most of the time. Mine, excuse me. Most of the time, mine sets up solid. Chicken My chicken broth is a little softer set than my beef. My beef always sets up really firm, really firm. The chicken is more of a jelly than it's more of a soft gel than it is than a hard gel. Hard gel. I don't know how to describe it. You know what I'm saying, Mike. But yeah, but the chicken doesn't. For some reason, chicken and turkey bones does not produce that um firm of a setup. But they do set, and that's good. But once it heated, yeah, it turns back to liquid. But it's awesome. It's awesome. But yeah. This last couple of weeks, I've been taking a turmeric and ginger supplement. That's why you need whole wings or feet. Yeah, for the collagen. Yeah, and that's the other thing. I don't know where to even get the feet because they don't sell them. Well, I guess it depends on what part of town you go to. Certain parts of town you can get them. Um, so yeah, if I could get the feet, I would put them in there. But that part. Oh yeah, I was saying I take a turmeric and ginger. I've been taking a turmeric and ginger supplement this week, this last couple of weeks, and I can't say that I noticed much of a difference. Maybe there's a slight difference, but I'm not really sure. So I'm going to keep taking it for a little while to see um if I notice a difference. The thing about ginger and turmeric is that I use it so much in my cooking anyway that I don't know that the supplement that my body really needs any addition. But I've heard that turmeric helps with inflammation. But the thing of it is I had the supplement for I'm like GT Junior. I had the supplement for a while. And I didn't buy it. It was given to me. But I had it for a while and I'm like, why am I not using this? Why am I not using it? So I just started taking it. And I can say that since I've been taking it, I have noticed a difference in my hip, which, I have arthritis in my right hip. I have noticed a difference in my hip, so I think maybe it's helping with the inflammation a little bit. But maybe not because that's the thing about my hip is one of those things. It doesn't hurt every day. It and I don't know. I just don't know. I have not been using my cane um, as much since I've been taking the supplement. So I'm not reaching for the cane, which means I don't need it. Um, it's more of a habit. And so when I leave the house, well, the other day I actually left the house without it. But see, this is the thing. Yeah, that could mean nothing. It could mean something or it could be nothing because I left. Not only did I leave without my cane, but I also left without my glasses. And I need y'all know I need my glasses to read. And so I was at the stop sign and I was like, I don't have my glasses on. And I went, I could go back to get them. And then I was like, well, I'm not going far. I can read the road signs, and I can read the road signs. That's not a problem. But then after I got down the road a little bit, I decided to stop and go in the store. And I was in the store and I was trying to read labels, and I was like this up at it. That I mean, y'all see that close up at it, trying to read the labels. It's like you so silly. And the funny thing is, I did have a pair of glasses in the car. I forgot about it. I do have an old pair of glasses in the car. Um, there's sunglasses with the old prescription in it, so I could have put those on and used it. But it's like so it not needing the cane, not reaching for the cane, may not mean that I don't need it. It just made me being forgetful. And because I don't wear my glasses in the house, it was like, well, I'm leaving the house. Why do I need them when I'm not in the house? It's like don't need them in the house. Maybe I don't need them out of the house. I've needed glasses since I was 15 years old. So that doesn't make any sense at all. uh, but yeah. The thing of it is, yeah, my glasses, yeah, that part. But anyway, let's see. What did he say? What did you say? Turmeric helps fight inflammation. I've heard that it does. I've heard that it does. And I need to, but so yeah, I had that supplement. I've been using that one. I have some other supplements as well. I don't take them regularly. Like I have some mushrooms, adaptogen mushrooms. I can't remember the blend. I have one that's a blend, And then, well, I have several that's a blend. I used to have, and I do have some of the mushroom coffee, but I'm not a big coffee drinker, so there's that. Um, but I haven't been using it lately because like I said, I'm not a big coffee drinker. I drink coffee more in the winter time than I do any other time. And if I have a choice between coffee and hot chocolate, then I'll have the hot chocolate. And so like with the mushroom coffee, I would usually make a hot chocolate. It's more of a like a mocha like, so I'll make a more of a mocha out of that, and add more chocolate to it. Um, but as far as those mushrooms, I can't say I can tell a difference with those. I'm sensitive to caffeine, so any energy boost, I attribute it to the caffeine in that. And it may not be the caffeine in it, it may be the mushrooms. I don't know. But then I'm trying to think, do I have one? Yeah, I do have one that's just the mushrooms that don't have any caffeine in it. And I just can't say that. I really can't say I really can't say I can tell a difference. To me, it's just a nice warm drink. It's like if I can have a nice warm drink and there's something in it that could potentially benefit me, okay, it's a nice warm drink. But can I tell the difference from taking it? Not really. Not really. Um, Somebody was asking about it the other day about whether or not you had tried the if, whether or not I had tried the mushroom coffee and what I thought about it. Um, and to be honest, I have never bought it. I've had some given to me before, but I've never bought it. And the reason I haven't bought it is because I don't like the business model. They have it set up on a subscription plan where you have to, it's like a monthly subscription or something like that. And I'm like, why can't I just buy it one time and try it? But like I said, I've been given it before and I've tried it and I still have some. So I didn't love it. Moringa. I bought moringa seeds like 5 years ago, 1,000 of them. Wow. I just seasoned the chicken thighs to cook in an hour for dinner tomorrow. Cool. Moringa I'm growing outside is a five-year old seed. Okay. I eat more meat, so no protein supplements needed. Yeah, I don't think I need protein supplements. I think I get enough protein in my diet. Although, um, I think one of the reasons that people are doing protein supplements is because they're not eating enough meat and they don't want to eat more meat, because they can get the supplements for less calories. And it's like, I don't know about that, than actually eating meat. The tank stand is done. Okay, awesome. Let me see. Which one should we do? Can we do balloons? Balloons. There you go. Yay. I'm trying to think. Maybe this one. What does this do? Oh, it just does a thumbs up. There's another one that does something. Heck if I know. It's like, heck if I know. This is the one I was looking for, I think. Nope, that ain't it. Okay, that's a nice one. There you go, GT Junior. That's just for you. Confetti. That one. I don't even know what makes that one. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, two thumbs up. I need more veggies. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I tell you what I do. I want more veggies. That's for sure. and I probably need less fruit. I eat a lot of fruit. I enjoy fruit. Um, and I probably eat too much of it. But I can't help myself. And especially this time of year when cherries are in season. When cherries are in season, I eat cherries until until I can't get them anymore. And like muscadines are coming in. Ooh, muscadines coming in. I need to go and check my muscadines and see if I have any out there, which I don't really want to go out there because it's a mess. It's a total mess. It's like I'm afraid to walk out there. First of all, the grass is up to my knees, and then the muscadine is I didn't trim it back this year, so it's ginormous. And then I can't even walk between that and the figs because the figs are it's like everything is like it's crazy over there. So yeah, that makes me, but I need to go check my muscadines and see if there's any fruit on them at all. And hopefully there is, and maybe I'll get some. But if not, maybe I might go pick because I've gone and picked before. There's a couple farms nearby where I can pick, and oof, that would be good. Oof, that would be really good. But yeah, we were talking about something. I was thinking about something the other day. Hmm. I can't remember what it was. I was like, yeah, knock, 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 knock. Can you help me out? Can you help me out? I was trying to think of something. Okay, Mike, I was trying to think of something. I need you to help me out. Knock, 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 knock. Can you help me out? Maybe not right this minute. Anyways, I'm not crazy, y'all. Well, I might be crazy, but hey, it is what it is. It's like I might be crazy, and then I might not be. Yeah. But anyway, I want to say thank you to everybody who came in tonight. Just a little station break. Thank you for everybody who came in, everybody who's watching from the bushes, everybody who's participated in the conversation. Um, if there's a particular topic that you want to talk about, let me know, and always consider that for future live streams. Um, or for future videos or whatever. Um, I'll, I, I, I said to my son, I said, I could cook on the live stream. It's like, I haven't done that before, but I could. I want to do a couple of things. I've got a couple of things that I need to do. And so I was like, well, I could cook and I could do that, and have maybe a camera on what I'm cooking and then have a conversation about things, and then it's good, like I said, it's getting on time that I want to start start back crocheting, and so figuring out um figuring out what I'm going to be making next and finding the pattern and stuff like that. So yeah, tomatoes are forming in my muff cup. Oh, okay. Mine are not doing well. I got too many plants in mine. I know that's the problem. I've got too many plants in it because my tomatoes they're flowering, but I don't have any tomatoes forming, and yeah, yeah, that part. I know it's too many plants in there, and so they're just not getting what they need. And it is what it is. It is what it is. And the ones outside aren't doing well either. They aren't doing that great. I mean, I do have some. There's definitely some tomatoes outside. And but they're the sweet 100s or sweet 150s, whatever. I don't remember which one I got. It's the one I picked up at the big box store. But they're surviving and they're putting on tomatoes, and I'm happy about it. And so I'll be picking some out there. Another thing, my cucumbers didn't do much of anything this year. I think I got 4 or 5, and I planted a bunch, but I only got like 4 or 5. And it's like, can I plant some more? Will I do anything? But it's too hot. I think it's too hot. I don't think they will do anything this late in the season, and I don't know. I don't want to waste my seed out there. And then the cucumbers that I planted in my mufka, there's 2 cucumbers in there. Those are the only female flowers that I've seen on the plant. It's had tons of male flowers on it. But these are the first 2 female flowers that I've seen. There's 2 teeny tiny baby cucumbers, and I don't know if they're going to continue to grow and form or not. I'm not happy with it at all, but I tried. I gave them a good try. I put them in there, and they did what they did. They looked like they were doing pretty good, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they're competing. Maybe it's too much competition in there. Maybe I just got too much stuff in there. Maybe I should have put them by themselves or something. I don't know. But I tried that part. So my replacement pomegranate came in the mail today. Yeah, my pomegranate is doing pretty good. It got hit with the cold this past year. It had started growing already. It had, we had an early warm up. It had an early warm up, and it had started putting out new growth. And then we got a cold snap, and it knocked it back. It really gave it a good shock, and I wasn't sure it was going to come out of it. It did come out of it, um, but it so it's looking pretty good, but it's I think it's big enough that it should flower, but I don't know that it will flower. But that's one thing I need to do is I need to go out and do some work around my fruit trees. I need to mulch them all really good. I need to prune them. I know it's not the season for pruning them, but I need to prune them back and everything. Hello, Jeremy Holmes. My content is about whatever I want to talk about on any given day. Right now, we're talking about gardening. Um, yeah, right now we're talking about gardening. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. But yeah, my pomegranate, I'm really excited. My Georgia candy roaster looks good outside. I'll be bringing it indoors. I want to grow it indoors like Mike did. I have a 27-gallon tote for it, hydroponics for the win. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I don't think mine came up. I need to go out there and look again. But right now, everything that's in the bed that it's in, that I dropped them in, I don't see them, and all I see in there are beans or the cowpeas and the sweet potatoes. I have so many freaking sweet potatoes, and if they don't produce, I'm going to be very upset because they taken over like 2 complete beds and a couple of containers. So yeah, um, yeah, sweet potatoes for the win. I'm hoping that I get some good of the white sweet potatoes with the purple skin because those are my favorite ones. So I'm hoping I get quite a few of those. But whatever grows is pretty. It will be fine. They're pretty right now. They have flowers on them right now. They're so pretty out there. And I really need to go out there and harvest some greens and have some sweet potato greens. But we were talking about the candy roaster. My candy roaster did not. I don't think it came up. I really don't think it came up. But I can't. Like I said, I can't find it. So yeah, that part. And I'm not happy about it because I was looking forward to them. Definitely was looking forward to them. But yeah, I've got a lot of work to do out in the garden, and I have to admit, I don't have a lot of energy when it comes to that anymore. And so I see what needs to be done, and then I say to myself, we'll get to it. And sometimes I get to it, and sometimes I don't. Keeping the two green stalks going has been a full time job. The two garden beds, I got two new garden beds out there this year, and they are, like I said, they're mostly sweet potatoes. And then the other garden bed is overrun with blackberry, and I still haven't gotten that taken care of. I'm working on it slowly but surely, working on it. But I got to get it's yeah, yeah. I'm not happy. I'm not happy about it. In fact, I don't even want to think about it because it's overwhelming to think about it. So, yeah, that part. Can be a little bit overwhelming to think about. But yeah, it is what it is. My banana, my banana's looking decent. Okay. Still forget variety. Oh, is it a Cavendish? That's the only one I know. But literally, that's the only one I know, and I don't know. Yeah, okay, a cote something. I don't know them at all. My neighbor has one, has a banana, and I don't know that whether it ever produces any fruit. Yeah. Be right back. I'll go look. Yeah. I don't know if it ever produces any fruit or not, but I look over there and I see it behind the fence, and I was like, "Oh, he's got a banana over there." And then I think about it. I wonder. I'm like, I wonder if it's going to produce this year. And then next thing I know, it's cold, and the cold gets it, and he cuts it down, and I'm like, oh, I wonder if he got any bananas off of it. I don't know, but he hasn't dug it up, so it's still there. And the neighbor before him had it. It's been on that lot for, the last two people who've owned the house. So, and it's not just one, there's several of them out there. But there's one that I can see. Let's see. I have the Cavendish indoors. I brought it about a week ago. Okay. A Cavish. I see. I don't, yeah. I don't even know what it's called, GT Junior. I'm sorry. I'm just saying a word and I'm putting letters in there that aren't in there. Cavish. So yeah, about a week ago. Yeah, I want one, but I don't want one. I don't think we're tropical enough here for it to produce, and so if I got it, then it would be for the leaves and stuff, and not for the fruit. And I don't want to grow it for the leaves. Vente cojole or something like that. I spelled it wrong. No, 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 no. No. Okay, I don't know, but see, I don't know GT Junior because I don't, like I said, I don't know the varieties. I don't know much about them at all. So, but we know what we're talking about. You know what you're talking about, and I know what you're talking about. So there you go. We're good. We're good. 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 So yeah, but yeah, I would love to have one if it would produce. But I don't want anything here. I don't want to put anything here that won't produce. Um, because it doesn't get enough cold or it gets too much cold, that kind of thing. I got it from Growing Out the Box. Okay. I didn't spell it right. Yeah, okay. You've been saying it right. Okay. All right. Okay. Cool. So yeah, got it from Growing Out the Box. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, that's like dragon fruit. I would like to grow dragon fruit, but I know I can't. I'll be growing it inside. Yeah, I know I can't grow it outside. It's gonna get too cold for it, and I'm not growing anything inside. I mean, that's not true. That's not true. Y'all know I've got the hydroponics and stuff, and then I got a couple things over there that are inside, and I'm like this every day when I wake up and I go and look at it. I'm like this, going, let it still be alive. Let it still be alive. Every day, let it still be alive. Let it still be alive. Where I grew my fig tree. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, I've got a outdoor greenhouse. You know, one of those small little greenhouses you know. I think I picked it up at, I don't know, maybe at Aldi or something. You know, the small ones. It's not the tiny ones, but you know, the small ones. But I have it outside, and the cover is like totally gone. The zippers are gone. I need to throw that away, but I still have the structure of it. And I was thinking about bringing that into the garage and putting some things in there in the garage, where I could have a little bit of control over over the environment, a little bit of control over the environment in the garage. But first, I have to clean out the garage because there's no space for it right this minute. So, so I'd have to clear a space for it. But I was thinking about bringing it in there and putting some things in there to grow over the winter inside. I don't know. I don't know because I have a couple of things that need a little bit longer growing time, and I think the garage could extend that. My garage gets pretty cold. Don't get me wrong. When in the wintertime, it does get pretty cold. But I do have a heat lamp that I can use out there, um, that I could use out there to keep it warm. Um, and I don't know. I'm just thinking, uh, it stays small, but guess what, Mike? The flavors are amazing. Hold up, pup, pup, pup. Wow, 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 Mike. I looked it up, and that banana says Winter Man. Nice. Okay, Mike. The flavors are amazing. Okay. Can you grow it inside? Can you keep it inside and grow it? I'm just, I'm not, I don't know about growing stuff inside like that. I don't know why I have this thing against it. And it's so funny because I was over there the other day looking at, my seedlings coming up, and I was like, I've got fungus gnats over here. And it's like, it's like, uh, why did I start these seeds inside? Blah, 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 blah. Anyways, that's the kind of thing that keeps me from doing stuff. It's like, oh, and it's, you know what? It hasn't been a problem. It literally hasn't been a problem. Why? Because I got one of those light zapper light things, and um, at night when all the lights are off and the only thing is on is that zapper light, I think it gets them. I think it gets them, and they're gone because they were gone. Like they were there one day, and then the next day they were not anymore. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe the zapper got them. That part, I don't know. I sent you a pic, GT Junior. Mike, I'm jealous. I'm saying it's freaking super cool. So now you're making me want one. Y'all gonna get me. Y'all not gonna get me. Oh, that's what I was gonna tell y'all. It got me. I think I told you. Hopefully I can keep it living. You can, Mike. I have faith and confidence in you. I do. I do. Oh, come on. It doesn't like me. Can you see both of them? Whatever. Anyways, hopefully I can keep it alive. Yeah, I'm sure you can, Mike. I really am. You grow a lot of stuff. But near and actually are two different things. You remember The Princess Bride? He's mostly unalive. He's not completely unalive. He's mostly unalive. So near and totally are two different things. Speaking of which, I don't know if I told you guys. Okay, wait a minute, hold on. Look it up, FR. It's a interesting banana, very intriguing. I got the pic. Nice, Mike. It's bouncing back. Okay, okay. Um, I told you guys I bought a couple of blueberries. I don't remember when I bought them, but bought a couple of blueberries. It was this year. And they were doing fine, and then I didn't water them. I forgot to water them, and I went out there, and they were like brown. And I thought, oh no, I lost them. Well, they're not lost. They're looking pretty good. I moved them from where they were, put them to a place where they only got morning sun and not afternoon sun. I watered them really good, and I've been making sure I've been keeping the water on them on the regular. And I need to do a video of it so you can see them before, because I'm gonna cut the brown part off of before I trim that back. I need you guys to see it so you can see everything that looks like it's completely gone may not be completely gone. And so yeah, that part. I'm thrilled. I'm tickled pink because I thought it was gone. Actually, I thought they were all were gone, but they're not. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are still that are still they're still kicking it. They're still kicking it. Yeah, 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 yeah. So excited, totally and completely excited about that. Can we get this to work? I don't know why you're doing that. Maybe they're too close together. Maybe that was it. Uh-huh. I really don't be jelly. Don't be jelly. JT Jr., you've got lots of things going up there that we don't have. um, that we can't have. For one, chickens, which makes me mad, but I'm not going to talk about that. But yeah, but for one, chickens. But there's lots of stuff that you got going on there that we can't do. The raspberries. Maybe I could do the raspberries, but I don't think they'll do well here. Um, there's things that you just got going on. So you do what you can do. Mike does what he can do, and I do what I can do, and the rest of us do what we can do. That's the thing that one of the things that I think is real important that we don't talk about um, enough, I think, in the community. This is the one I got. That's the one I went to going out the box to buy and couldn't find it. Okay. LOL. I know he can do it. Yeah. But that's one of the things that as a community we have to be really, I think as a community we have to get better at doing the things that we do well. And then relying on the people who do other things that we don't do well, that they do well, relying on them for those things. um I know not all of us are close enough that we can trade things or exchange things or barter things that way. Not all of us are close enough that we can do that. But I think that we need to really focus on the things that we can do well, because because we all have something that we can contribute to help each other out. And if we are trying to compete with each other, then we don't thrive as a community. That's just my take on it. And I think community is important. um, One of the things that you, GT Junior, and Mike do really well is spreading the information, spreading the knowledge, so that somebody else can do, can pick up and do what needs to be done. There's a lot that you've taught the community just by doing what you do well. And so you're in Alaska. We're not expecting you to grow tropical fruits in abundance, but the things that you can grow in abundance, do that. um, you work within the environment that you're in to do to do the best you can. That's just my take on it. I don't mean to sound preachy or anything like that. I really mean to be encouraging. um Build on your strengths, and because there are a lot of things that you do really well, and you share those things with us, and then it helps all of us get stronger, stronger together. I'm wearing my t-shirt. I love this t-shirt. Gina designed these shirts, and it's so pretty. I love it. Okay, her name is not Gina Gina. Her name is Gina. Gina from Gina versus Gina designed the t-shirts for the co-op, and I love them. Oh, but anyways, I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to put my garlic next year. My garlic did not do well. I had a garlic harvest this year, which is good. I didn't have garlic harvest last year because rain. Basically, rain got to them, and it got bad, got eroded in the soil. And so I didn't have a harvest last year at all. But I did have a harvest this year. It wasn't a great harvest, but it was still a harvest. And so I did get some garlic. So I'm thinking of where I'm going to put my garlic next year. And to get it, I want to get it out there, um, in good time. I want everything to be ready for it. So that's one of my planning things that I'm doing because it's almost time to think about putting it in the ground already, and I also need to think about getting some garlic to plant. What kind of garlic I'm going to plant and getting it. Um, so that part. Thanks, Mike. My walking unders crowded everything out of that bed. Did they? Yeah, I do have walking onions out there, and I need to. This tag is dragging bother me. I need to go and pull some of them up because I don't want it to things to be overwhelmed. I don't want there to be too many, but I want plenty. I like onions. I want to have enough onions that I never have to buy another one from the store. And I'm not even close to being there because I use a lot of onions. Uh, um, but yeah, that's one thing I do have out there is walking onions. Walking onions. And there's some garlic out there still. I always leave a little bit out there. Um that's funny. That's the way a lot of people in the South grow garlic is that they put it in the ground and then they have like a garlic patch and they pull some out and leave some. All the time they pull some out and leave some. And so there's always some growing. Um I don't know why, but that's it. But yeah, I need to let me check my battery. I forgot. My computer's not plugged in. Okay, it's fine. Let me check the battery because I don't want my computer to die. But but yeah. But yeah, I also need to think about what kind of garlic I want to grow next year. This tag is driving me crazy. Absolutely driving me. It wasn't bothering me until I pulled the shirt up. And now it's like I can feel it. So I was like, yeah, crowding my garlic and tomatoes. Oh, okay. Okay. And what did you learn, Mike? What did you learn? Who was it? Somebody I was watching today was harvesting their tomatoes. Oh my goodness. They had like it, um a peck. Is it a peck? I think it's a peck. It's not a bushel basket, but the smaller one. I think it's a peck basket. Like a 2.5 gallon basket. He said things. I learned things. Oh, you're so funny. And they were pulling tomatoes, and they had that basket was heaping full of just the Roma tomatoes, and they had like a whole long row. And I was like, honey, you're gonna need a couple more baskets to pick all of those tomatoes. They had so many. And then it was like, what are you gonna do with them when you get them done? And then I was watching somebody else. I think it was Peach. Might have been Peach, Crooked Peach, was getting ready to process some tomatoes, and she was going through and pulling out the seeds, the soft bits, and leaving the hard bits in the tomatoes, separating those out to process them. I didn't I caught the tail end of the live stream, so I didn't get the whole thing. I think she was going to give part of it she was going to give to the chickens, and the other part she was going to process it for sauce. But she had a ton. She also had a ton of like she was on live stream for over an hour, just slicing, cutting, and separating tomato parts. And I was like, wow. Hey, the analytic gardener, how are you? It's good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, but yeah, things. Okay, okay, Mike. This is what you learned. The garlic and the tomatoes were crowded by your walking onions, so you might not want to put them in the same bed with the walking onions next time, because the walking onions might tend to crowd things out. I thought I would help you with that one. He says, I'm normally getting a lot by now, but this weather has me struggling. Yeah. So, yeah. I got to get myself together. It's so funny. I think about all the things that need to be done, and then I get overwhelmed with the possibility of doing it. And the last thing I want to do is to do anything. And so then I get nothing done. And so I have to make myself go, okay, I'm going to go out for 15 minutes, and I'll set a timer and I'll go for 15 minutes, and I'll get a lot done. This is the thing. I get a lot done, but it's like I know if I don't do anything, I get nothing done. So I have to force myself to do a little bit. So far, I've only got like 6 big tomatoes and 8 huge zucchinis and lots of cucumbers. I wish I had lots of cucumbers. I don't have lots of cucumbers. Typically, I'm harvesting tons of tomatoes that I can or freeze by now. Oh, yeah. I don't grow a lot of tomatoes, so I just don't even put the plants out there. But I didn't do the things that I planted this year just didn't do well. I'm not happy about it. Um, my green beans didn't do hardly anything. My peppers are doing good. I'm gonna do a video about probably a short video about those because they're doing good. My peppers are doing pretty good, but cucumbers didn't hardly do anything. I only got a few cucumbers, like 4 or 5 cucumbers, and they were good. They were great, but I'm like, I wanted a bunch, and I didn't get a bunch, and I'm not happy. Um, Usually tons of peppers. Yeah, but yeah. I have a few green beans. A few green beans did okay, but my green beans they just didn't do anything. And I usually get several rounds of green beans, and not this year, not this year. But it's okay. It's okay. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm hoping by frost I get enough to process. Okay. Ugh. Fingers and toes crossed, Mike. Fingers and toes crossed. I was hoping to get a few good tomatoes this year. Um, I only got like 6 snow peas. Normally I get hundreds. Yeah. I didn't get any snow peas this year. I didn't plant any snow peas this year. I kept thinking about putting them out, kept thinking about putting them out, and then it was too hot. And I was like, I missed the window. Totally missed the window. Um, And I have less space this year. Well, technically, I have less ground space this year, even though I do have more green stalk space this year. So that part. But you won with flowers. Yeah, you did. You did. You did. You have some beautiful flowers. That is true. That is true. I got I think it's a purple coneflower that I didn't know I had. And I'm not even sure what it is because it didn't produce. But the leaves are looking really good. It's looking really healthy. So yeah. I think this year I did really well with herbs this year. Um, and I'm pleased with that for 2 reasons. One, I got the herbs this year, but two, they're perennials. Most of them are perennials, and so um, yeah, don't have to start over with that. And so I'm really happy with that. And some of them are spreading, and so I do have to go in and take some, um, separate them. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 30 by 5 strip of flowers that people stop to look at. Yeah, that is nice. I got a field of flowers. That is really nice. That is nice. I have this one little space up front that I want to put some flowers in. I got to figure out the timing for it though, because I think they are, some of them are fall sowing. You sow them in the fall and they come up in the early spring. Um, I'm not sure. The bees and the butterflies are happy. Yeah, well, I don't know about all that. It's like, I don't know about all that. The bees and the butterflies. Some out there is happy, that's for sure. There's plenty of bees and butterflies out there, put it that way. Uh, did I bring that in the house? I hope I did. Yeah. Yeah, I need bulbs. And yeah, there's some bulbs I would like to plant too this year. I just need to get on it, and figure this out so I can get them in the ground early, um, and get everything mulched down really good. Um, but yeah, mulch down, really good. It's like I need bulbs. My wife wants some dinner plate, hibiscus. Oh, okay. Ugh, they grow well in most zones. I don't know it. I don't know. I don't know the Genepla hibiscus. I'm not really that familiar with many flowers. I mean, a few, but not that many. Zones 3 to 8. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, that's funny. 143 days till Christmas. Who's making plans for Christmas already? I am. I am. I am. I am actually trying to make some plans for the holidays already. The flowers are huge, like dinner plates. Yeah, I'll have to look them up and see. But yeah, I'm making plans for Christmas already. I want to go somewhere. I don't want to stay home. Whoa, that's ginormous. Where's the one with the person in it? Those flowers are the size of her head. That's ginormous. They're pretty. Whoa, that can't be real. Is it rainbow hibiscus for real? No way. Whoa. Mike, is this real? That's crazy. Why do I not believe this? This is just absolutely crazy. My plan is to fry things like wings and fries. Okay, let me get back. Flowers are huge, like dinner plates. I plan to have sweet potatoes by Christmas time. Yes. Starting them indoors. Okay. My plan is to fry things like wings and fries or make Chinese. Okay. Yes, the guy up the street grows the huge ones. His are like pink and purple. I'm looking at this rainbow one and I'm thinking it doesn't look like it's real, man. It looks so fake. There it is. That one right there. You see that? I don't know. It's huge. And then there's this black one. This one. This one does not look real. Does that look real to you? That doesn't look real to me. That does not look real to me. And this one. This does not look real to me. The black one is real? Look at this. That's crazy, man. This one's beautiful. A deep, dark purple. Yeah. Oh no, not the spots. Yeah, that's the one. The one with the spots. Now the dark purple one that looked the black, the one that looks purple. I believe that one. But the one with the spots that looks like a freaking galaxy. I don't know. I just I'm having trouble believing that. Real plain black with no spots, so not the spots. Yeah, I'm like these things don't look real. They look, that's crazy, man. I've seen it in person. The purple and the pink. Well, they're pretty. They are pretty, and they're huge. I don't know. I don't know if I'd have room where I would have room to grow something like that. Is it like? I mean, is it? Is it? I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'll have to look it up and see what the growing, what they need for growing. Um, Crazy huge. I'll grow it on my fence. Yeah, I need to clean up on my fence because right now I've got like 8 containers over there with things in them that aren't alive. So I need to clean those containers out and clean that whole area out, and start something new over there. And I definitely got to go over there and do something with my asparagus because I haven't done anything with that asparagus all summer long, and it's just hanging on by a wing and a prayer. Um, and I'm okay with that. And that's the other thing. I'm okay with it just hanging on by a wing and a prayer because obviously I haven't done anything to help it out. So obviously I'm okay with it hanging on just by it. Yeah, just hanging on. So, anyways, but yeah, I do want to do some flowers um, out there too. Maybe I can do some. I didn't do any flowers this year. Usually, I'll do at least some. I'll either do some dwarf um, sunflowers or some Mexican sunflowers, but I didn't do any this year at all. I don't know why. I don't know why, but yeah. Oh, the air conditioner just popped on, and I got cold. Just like that, I went from warm to cold. Spill and drink. What's wrong with you, woman? What's wrong with you, woman? But yeah, that's one of the things that I need to figure out is figure out about my garlic, and then also figure out where I'm gonna put um, when I need to get those flowers planted that I want out there because I don't do flowers very often, and that got a billion zinnias. I don't grow zinnias often. I mean, on occasion, I will. One of the things I like to do is just throw some seeds out, and whatever comes up in a few areas. And so I do have some zinnias like that. But otherwise, I don't particularly try to grow them. Don't know why. Don't know why. But yeah. But I'm really struggling. I'm really struggling with blackberries right now. I've got blackberries everywhere, and they're just getting on my last nerve. I haven't been able to get them under control. And so drastic times call for drastic measures. I'm gonna have to get out the flamethrower or something. But yeah, or something to deal with these blackberries because they're getting on my nerves. And they're taking over a good chunk of my growing space, and I don't like that at all because I don't have that much growing space. But yeah. But anyways, I was watching a video. I don't know if I saved it or not. If I can find the link to it, I'll share the link to it. But it was basically a lady who was saying that if she could what was she saying? Let me see if I can find the link. How to feed a family of six on, hold on a second. Yeah, how to feed a family of six on a half acre. Wife sees the strip doing well. She wants to grow more next spring in the front yard. That's what, okay, Mike, I told you. And what did you learn? When you show them that you are capable of doing something, then they want you to do more. I'm not promoting this video. Let me say that right now. I'm not promoting this video. It is a oh, It's the Facebook. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to take that down. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it there right there. I'm gonna leave it there for a minute, but I'm gonna have to take it down. Um, because I didn't realize it was. I thought it was the YouTube, but it was the Facebook. Um, share, and I don't think we're supposed to share stuff off of the thing. But anyways, the thing was, if I had her point was a small space gardening, and if she had a half acre, what how she would grow, what how she would manage it to grow. Ugh. How to feed a six. Okay, y'all, I'm getting tired. I can't string together a sentence. I'm sorry. Anyways, I don't know if you can see the link. I don't know if the link is any good. It's a video, and a woman is talking about on growing on a half of an acre enough to feed a family of six. And it's basically managing a small space and things that she would grow and how she would grow them on that. And I thought it was a cute video, an interesting video, something to think about. And so that's why I was sharing it. I thought it was YouTube, but it's not. It's Facebook. And so I'm gonna take it down. So if you want the link, grab it now. I'm gonna leave it up for about 3 more minutes, and then I'm gonna take it down. I'm also gonna get off of here because I'm tired. I can't string a sentence together to save my life, and that is not a good thing. But I want to thank everybody. You think the link is good? I don't. There's some rule about sharing things off the platform. I don't know, and I don't want to get in trouble for it. So yeah, I'm not going to leave it up much longer. But if you guys want it, grab it, look at it, whatever, save it, check it out later, whatever. I'm not gonna leave it in the chat for long term. Yeah, that part. But I am tired. I appreciate y'all being here. I appreciate the ones in the bushes checking it out. And I'm gonna try to do it again next week if the Lord willing and the creek don't rise. And the creek don't rise. Anyways, um, y'all have a good evening. Um, bye now.